Gears, my name is Levi and welcome to episode 2 on Nike React, where we're going to be comparing React to React in Nike's own lineup. So let's get right into it. Alright, so Nike first started React in their basketball line. So this is the off-white version. So forgive me, I know this is super white, I don't know if it's kind of catching it there, but this is the Hyperdunk. React was in a carrier stored in the foam. This is possibly one of the worst cushion shoes I've ever used, like point blank. It was absolutely awful. They also use it on the Superfly. So when React was first announced in the running shoe, I felt, wow, I don't really have much expectation for it. So what they've done is they did come out with their Epic React, which was a follow-up to the Lunar Epic, which we have the high and low back here. And the Lunar Epic was kind of the epitome of what Lunar was capable of. So after almost a decade of Lunar, they came out with React. So React now in its running form already has 2 different versions. We can take a look here. This is the Vapor Street. Now the Vapor lineup as a whole is kind of crazy. So it first came out as the Vapor Elite, which uses this upper, kind of cool, and it uses this tooling for the most part. So this is the Vapor Street. The difference is this is not using their ZoomX cushioning. This is using all React. Also, it's not as wide of a base. It's not as high of a heel. So this is made generally more for your casual use. They did take away the higher end ZoomX cushioning, but they are using their high end React cushioning. So this was definitely kind of a cross balance. They did come out with the Vaporfly 4%, and that uses the high-end ZoomX cushioning, but used a different upper, and that upper was the same upper used in the Zoomfly. So the Zoomfly actually didn't use Flyknit or Zoom Air. It used Lunar, and it was just a basic mesh upper. So I really hated the Zoomfly. I thought that was a terrible shoe. You might as well have gotten the Lunar Epic. So that was kind of the successor to the Lunar Epic, and they've had all these shoes, and the Vaporfly Elite was never really sold to the public. It was released kind of on a limited basis, and right now I think the resale value is like $1,500. So I do have the Vaporfly 4% coming in, so I'm excited to try that cushioning. But the Epic and the Vapor Street, I really wanted to compare these two. There's not really much out there. This is considered the casual shoe. This is considered the running shoe. So what is the difference? How does React stack up? And let's kind of see what's what. All right, so we'll start with the Vapor Street simply because this thing just looks freaking cool. So can I run in it? It's casual. So what I really liked about the Vapor Street is this entire front part does use a hard rubber, so it is going to last longer point blank. It does use 2 kind of rubber slits in the sides here, so ideally if you're landing kind of more on the outside of your heel and then you're pushing off towards your toe, this is what's going to help. But if you are landing the inside, this is going to give you rubber either way. This is going to be not much lighter, but a lighter shoe. This thing feels like freaking nothing. It feels even lighter than that. It does use a lot more heel cushion. It uses a little bit less forefoot cushion. So again, for walking around, if you're just kind of on your heel. Now, what that means is, essentially, if you're a mid or forefoot striker, which I am, I didn't like these as much for running. Also, if you are going to use these for running, take note that there's nothing really in the way of stability in any regard. So what I mean by that, there's absolutely no heel cup. They have 2 tiny heel pillows in here. I don't think you can visually see it in any facet. Maybe you can tell kind of from the cutouts right here. You can kind of see the indentations. So that does feel kind of nice since you don't have just Flyknit and kind of hard right on you. But this knit is a lot, not stiffer, but it is a little bit, I guess, harder to the touch. And that's because there's almost nothing to it. This thing is super lightweight. You can kind of see just the foam there. So there is no stability in this. It is more heel React based as far as cushion base, and there's a little bit less in the forefoot. That being said, very comfortable. I've been slipping these on, and this has just been my casual shoe for quite a while now. I'm going to compare these to Boost on the next episode so you guys can kind of see what's what. Now, when you compare that to the Epic React, this actually does have a heel clip. That's giving you a lot more stability in the heel. So when you're landing on your heel, even though you have that nice plush landing, this is making sure that energy is kind of stabilized and you're able to take off. Now, I don't really land on my heel that often, so it's not as much of a benefit for me, but I can definitely notice that difference when I'm running where it does stay much more true. But where you do tell the difference is it's a little bit wider So, and not only wider on the bottom, but just you can kind of see how it flares out, almost like a basketball shoe, like having an outrigger. So that just gives you a nice stable ride in the forefoot. I'm a fairly neutral runner, so I don't really need too much, but I can definitely tell the difference when you have this really, really skinny heel, and then you kind of have a wide mid forefoot area, but not really a midfoot. This then definitely not wobbly on a run, but you definitely have to think about it a little bit more. This is just really simple, really nice to run in. And then this does have an actual heel cup. Kind of hear it there. So fairly stiff. It's very simple. It's really just using kind of a laminate overlay, so it's not a true heel cup like on a basketball shoe, but the containment is a little bit nicer there. The upper is quite a bit softer. Even if I can try to flatten that out there, it's just not quite as nothing. So you can see the knit is a little bit more breathable right there. This is just a little bit nicer overall for running. Now, if you're going to use them casually, honestly, you can do this one just because you're not really losing too much of the comfort, even though this has a little bit more heel cushion. If you are heel biased and that's how you walk, then maybe this will be more comfortable for you. But the fact that you have that little bit more stability and you have that more forefoot cushion, and you could use this for running, even better so. I would say go with this. This is $30 cheaper. Where you're spending your money on that is this upper does feel a lot more tech-based, and I think this is the upper used on the Vaporfly Elite, but you're not getting any of that support and you're not getting that ZoomX cushion. So I do like it. I'm happy I got it. This is what I'm wearing casually. This is what I've worn on my runs, and took this on a run and I've worn this casually. Looking at them both, yes, you can go on runs in this, and if you're a perfect runner, meaning you are have no pronation, you're not going either which way, you land on your heel and you know you have a perfect foot strike going forward, so you're not going to go in either direction, you're going to be fine in this. If you need even a little bit of help, not to say that you need a structured shoe or you need something for pronation or arch, go with the Vapor, go with the Epic, just because it's a little bit nicer as a runner. You're not losing that much cushion in the heel, and you're gaining, I think, a little bit more in the mid and forefoot, which is, again, that's personal, so that's where I strike, but they did do a great job on that. Episode 3 is coming out, is going to be against Boost, and then we do have episode 4, which is going to be against Saucony Everrun, as well as your hover cushioning. Episode 5 is going to be really, goodness, I have a couple shoes I want to compare it to, so I'll really keep you guys posted. Guys, if you like the shirts, let me know. This is a new logo, Sneaker Gears. Check out the website. You can follow me on Sneaker Gears on both Instagram and Twitter. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit me in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are thinking, what you want to see, what you want to compare it to. Really appreciate you guys, and I'll come back at you soon.